So, hey guys, well, this is going to be kind of a different tone of video than what I normally do. This isn't going to be movie related or an around the town kind of deal. It's just going to be kind of a general vlog. Talking about something I've been meaning to talk about for quite some time. Basically, it's about something that I've mentioned numerous times in passing in my videos and to even other people. Um, and basically, what it is, it's the guy that I used to be best friends with that I've mentioned you, and I use that as my answer, part of my answer in my recent contest entry video to the Horace Wimp. So yeah, so it's been kind of a video I've been meaning to do for some time now, just because yeah, I mentioned this guy. I've mentioned this guy so much in the past that yeah, I don't think you guys actually know really what's going on with it. Well. So here's the story for the few of you who will actually watch this video, because I can guarantee you I'm not going to get many views on it. But those of you who actually actively watch my videos and will actually watch this, well, maybe maybe you might be interested in knowing what's going on. I don't know, but so anyway, this guy. Let me go ahead and tell you this part. This guy kind of set up. This guy was one of the very, very few real friends that I can say I made back when I was in college. I did not make that many friends at all during that time period. Actually, he's probably one of only two people that I think I would be comfortable in saying that, he wasn't just like someone I knew well enough, but an honest to goodness, he was like an honest to goodness friend I made. You kind of get what I'm getting at. And he was somebody I considered to be my best friend at the time, back in college, and and unfortunately, actually back in February, I think it was January or February to the month. It's been 4 years since the last time me and this guy spoke to each other. So we haven't spoken to each other for several years at this point. Unfortunately, our last year in college, we kind of lost contact with each other, which I always hated. And and the crazy thing is, it just so happens that he was one of those people that he was pretty late coming to the Facebook party, if that makes sense. It was actually not until I think early last year that he finally joined Facebook, and I found him on there one day after searching, and I've been trying my best to work up my nerve to write him, to kind of see how he's doing and so forth. But yeah, like I've said, I've mentioned this guy quite a bit in passing over the past couple of months, both in my videos and to other people, and even even Horace Wargett Wimp mentioned the situation. One of his recent videos, the 10-10 contest polling video. Yeah, yeah. Who knows? Maybe he'll be happy to hear from me. I don't know. And that's the thing. Maybe you're saying, well, why haven't you written him yet? I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Well, I mean, overall, no, it's really not. I mean, the act of it, but the thing is, there's several. I mean, I've never been the most socially smooth person, I guess. I've always kind of had a lot of anxiety issues, socially. My social anxiety issues that I've worked on over the years. I remember the last back when I was, let me just as a tangent on that, kind of as what I mean. How bad it used to, especially how it was in college for me. I can tell you, my last semester in college, there was one thing standing in the way of me in graduating college at the time, and that was probably the one thing, as a socially anxious person, that I dreaded the most as far as classrooms go, and that was a presentation. Pretty much, if I didn't pass it, I wouldn't be able to pass the class, and I wouldn't be able to graduate. That morning of the presentation, I woke up. I literally, I was worried and upset about it that I literally made myself sick that morning. I'm talking about I woke up almost literally completely unable to move, just about, and then I just started throwing up everywhere. That morning I was supposed to do the presentation. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got kind of distracted there for a second. I'm gonna say what I was just looking at. Anyway, that was not intentional. I'm sorry. Back to the video. Like I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, socially anxious, blah blah blah. There's that. I mean, it's been 4 years since I last wrote him. So I have no clue what to say to him. That it just doesn't make me feel awkward, and well, maybe there's nothing I can say that won't make me feel awkward. It's been 4 years since all that, but that and this sort of thing really has never gone well at all for me. Not even exaggerating. It has always gone horribly for me when I've tried to write somebody I used to know, try to get back in contact with them. There's been a few people in the past that I have written I used to know that they might as well have said, yeah, I remember you, now screw off, never talk to me again. It would have been just as well. It would have gone pretty much the same way. That's kind of how it went. So there's that. But, I mean, then again, though, who knows? I mean, maybe it will go well. But anyway, that is not the point of this video. I kind of wanted to do a video. This video, I kind of wanted to talk about how me and this guy met. Because, the truth is, I was looking at his profile on Facebook recently as I was trying to work up the nerve to write him. One thing I did notice is that he's actually updated his Facebook profile again, specifically his current city. And come to find out, he's actually updated his current city to where according to it, he's actually back in our hometown again here in Mississippi. Speaking of which, I'll fill in a tangent again. I know I have several non-USA viewers on this channel. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that's where I live in the U.S., but yeah, I live in the Mississippi, southeastern section of the U.S. Okay, anyway, moving on. Yeah, so he's actually, apparently, according to his profile, he's actually back here in our state, in our area. He had been living up in Kentucky, as you all know, and he had been over in Afghanistan for a while. Because as you all know, as I've said, he's in, or he was in the Army. I don't know if he still lives or not, but he's currently back here in our town. So, yeah, who knows? I mean, maybe if things do go well, maybe, who knows, maybe I'll have somebody to do videos with, around the town videos with. Anyway, that said, the main point of this video that I wanted to do, as I say, basically the gist of this video is more for me, I guess you could say. I'm, kind of help me work up the nerve to write him, which is what I'm trying to do. I've been trying to do actually, but basically I thought, well, why not, do a video, kind of tell you guys how we met and all that, how we became friends, because it's kind of a funny story. Yeah, because just because I've mentioned this guy so much in my videos over the past few months, that why not? For those of you who may or may not be interested, I'll do it. So anyway, like I said, I started college, but me and this guy, his name is Bradley, if you don't remember. We started college, our first semester in college was in 2004, August of 2004. And basically that semester, I had 3 classes that basically our paths crossed with each other. One of which has no bearing on this story, but basically, that semester, one of the classes I had was one of my 3-day classes. It was English 101, and at the time, when I walked into the classroom, I sat in the back of the class like I always did, with every class that I could. I sat in the back of the room, and a few minutes later, 2 guys walked into the room, and one of them happened to sit down next to me in the desk next to me. Yeah, I looked over at him. He looked back. Yeah. Wife will know. And it was my friend, who later became my friend. But pretty much, we didn't really say anything to each other though, during the class. And then the next day, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I had a math class I had to take. He wasn't in there with me, but it just so happens that apparently the class he had was was one that used that classroom after the one I was in. So I remember when I walked out of my class that day, there was Bradley leaning against the wall next to the door, and we kind of just stared at each other for a few seconds, and I kept on walking. Again, we didn't really say anything to each other. And that's kind of how it went, for maybe like a week or two. To be honest with you, it kind of started creeping me out just a tad bit, how he was always just standing there staring at me. But that's another story. So anyway, life went on, and it just so happens one day during our English 101 class, we found out that we had something in common with each other, and that was the fact that both of us had thought about enlisting in the military, which of course he ended up doing. I did not. By the way, if you're wondering, just go ahead and get this out of the way. If you're wondering, it would have been the Navy or the Marines. So that's it. We'll move on. So yeah, and after that, we did get to talking, and we ended up becoming friends. Which, by the way, before that he had finally said hey to me. After my math class, he finally did say hey to me. By the way, just get that out of the way. Forgot to mention that. That was like the day before the whole military thing, so that actually kind of oddly coincided together, interestingly enough. And from there we got to talking, and we pretty much became friends. We ended up having like a bunch of classes together after that. And that's pretty much how we met, and became friends. So yeah, fast forward, 2008. We had been friends for like 4 years at that point. It was it. He was a grad. I mean, I think I still had like one more semester I had to do at the time, but I think he was in his last semester, and I ran into him one day going to one of my criminal justice classes, and we talked for a few minutes. He was on his way home, and pretty much that was the last time we ever saw each other. And and then of course last year I finally found him on Facebook, and I had been trying to work up the nerve to write him ever since, because I mean, to be honest with you, like I said, this guy was one of the only real friends I made the entire 4 years I was in college. So, and I mean, I have been trying to work up the nerve. So that's kind of like why I wanted to do this video, kind of talk about how we met. For one, I've mentioned this guy so much in passing, and for two, number two, kind of help myself work up the nerve to actually write him, because it's something I do need to do so bad, so bad. Because, hey, like I said, who knows? I mean, things go well when I do write them. You never know. Maybe things will go well. Maybe we can, maybe we'll become friends again. We can start hanging out, and who knows? Maybe I'll have somebody to do videos in here with. You never know. Yeah, I don't know how many of you guys remember. I did show his in a video I did last year. I did show his profile. I don't remember exactly why I showed it, but I'm sure it made sense in the context. But if those of you who don't remember, I'm not going to show you his profile, of course. But here is a picture of him. For those of you who are wondering what he looks like, I'm going to show you his full name. But yeah, that's him right there. It's a slightly older picture of him, but. Yeah, for those of you who are wondering what he may look like, that's him, more or less. So that said, close up. Yeah, don't want to get too close in there. That said, that's really kind of all I wanted to talk about in this video. Just kind of do a quick story how we met and everything. Like I said, if nothing more for myself to kind of help myself work up the nerve to do so, which I'm hoping to do pretty soon. If I can if I can figure out what I want to say to him in my message. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'll definitely do an update on it when I do write them. Yeah, by my windows, if you're wondering. Here's the outlook outside. Yeah, it's kind of where I was sitting right here. But yeah. So yeah, I'll do more updates on this. You know, probably when I do actually get around to writing them, when I figure out what I want to see. Which I'm not sure exactly when that will be, but pretty soon, I hope. So anyway, that said, this long drawn out video is over with, I guess. So if anybody has any suggestions, I am more than happy to hear them. You guys heard what to say to them and everything. But if you don't, that's okay. I'll figure out something. So anyway, that said, I guess I will end here. If you did watch this, thanks for watching. I don't really expect too many people to watch this. But, you know, if you did, thanks. So, and I guess, you know, if you are interested, yeah, like I said, I will do updates on this. Hopefully the next time I do will be when I write them. But we'll see, though. So anyway, that said, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.